Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
My main thing has always been inconsistent income.
Okay.
And I am currently coaching online and getting ready to put out my program. And I'm feeling like there's something between the two of those that, like, I could have put my program out 6 months ago and I haven't, but there's been inconsistent income my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah. Single mom, typical story.
Okay. What would happen if you had consistent income, let's say $20,000 a month? Wow, you just went into a lot of resistance right there.
A lot would happen. My brain kind of goes into overload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's necessary to get to that new level is to be able to picture what that new level looks like, to feel that. If you don't have any idea what it's going to look like, your brain hates the unknown. It will do whatever it can to stay away from an unknown space. So this, again, with the audios that we dropped or using the app in the program, this is where you get trained to, this is what my life is going to look like. That's the next step. And you're going to see yourself doing that, feeling that, so that your brain's like, oh, that's what it's good. That feels comfortable. The more you do it, the more your brain thinks you're actually doing it. So here's what happened is there was an experiment done in 1969 where they had basketball players, and they divided them into 3 groups. And they had one group practice free throws. Right? Well, actually, they had them all practice free throws, and then they figured out what everyone's free throw rate was. And then they had one group practice free throws for a month, an hour a day, to see if they improved. They had another group imagine making free throws, just sitting in a room, imagining making the free, no actual gym time, hour a month, every day. Sorry, an hour a day every month for a month. And then the last group just sat in a room for an hour doing nothing. They were the control group. At the end of the month, the control group showed no improvement in free throws, which was to be expected. The people that were actually practicing showed a 24% increase in their ability to do free throws. The people that were imagining making the free throws showed a 23% increase in their ability to do free throws. Your brain thinks you're doing it. It doesn't care if it's real or imagined, but if you're doing it in real time and feeling it, it's rewiring your neural pathways so that you can get those results. This applies to physical skill. This applies to what's happening in your business. So you have to be able to see it. Okay. Yes, the story has been tested multiple times. So that's one thing I want you to start doing. The other thing is, what's going to happen if you have that's like, now I want you to do it. You don't have to go to that level, but if you have consistent income, what's going to happen in your life?
I'm going to relax. My family will relax. Bills will be paid. Cars will be taken care of.
Okay.
Life will look a little brighter.
Okay.
Might be able to get some help for all the work involved in all this creation that I'm doing online.
Cool. Are you supposed to be struggling?
No.
It's not coming up true. Who taught you that life is a struggle?
Probably everyone I met before the age of 7.
Okay, right. So most of our beliefs get anchored in between 1 and 6. So if everyone you met between the ages of 0 and 7 taught you that, well, that's in there, right? But that's just their stories. That's just the environment you grew up in, and you're locked in their stories. You don't have to live in their stories anymore. right? They may have given you all this evidence, but they create the evidence based on their stories. And then you just started duplicating the evidence because for you growing up, well, that's just what life looks like. So are you willing to step out of that story that life is a struggle?
I am.
Okay. What would people think of you if life was going easy and you weren't struggling? Those people that you surround yourself with now, what would they think?
Oh, they'd have a lot of judgments that I would have to deal with.
Okay. Do you want to deal with those judgments?
Not really.
Okay. Well, then in that case, the easiest solution is to make sure you keep struggling so you don't have to deal with the judgments.
Yeah.
That's the decision you've made. And you just verbalize, that's the decision I've made. I have to stay in struggle so I don't get judged.
Yep.
Okay. So I want you to be okay if people judge the hell out of you and you just don't give a shit. Okay.
Me too.
Okay. So this is the decision you want to make, because when you're willing to have the best judgments all the way to the worst judgments and just let them float by, then you own your life. Right now, they own your life. Right now, what you're afraid is going to happen from them controls your life. You're not in control of your own life right now.
Yep.
Okay. So when someone gives me a judgment, and for me, judgments are everything. They're compliments, they're insults, they're all judgments. I just say thank you. Right. And if it's positive, I take it in. I'm like, cool, that was great. But I don't lock it in. I'm just thank you, and then we let it go. Because here's the thing, we hate the negative judgments, but sometimes the positive judgments can be just as crippling. If I say, Jessica, don't change. You're friggin' perfect just the way you are. Now you're not allowed to change because that judgment made you feel so good, right?
Yeah.
But if I say, Jessica, don't change. You're friggin' perfect the way you are. You could say, oh, thank you. That's how the way Shiraz feels. But I'm still going to keep on my journey. I'm going to keep changing. I'm going to keep growing. Right? That's the difference. There's still the gratitude for what you got in the moment, but you don't lock it in. Or there's still the acknowledgement of the shit that was thrown at you, but you don't lock it in and you keep going. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one gives you negative judgment?
Yes.
Ooh. Are you willing to step out of the story that you should feel bad whenever someone does give you negative judgment?
Yes.
How does that feel?
Tingly.
That's change happening.
Yep. Yep. A little bit of movement in my jaw too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
That was interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.